Just preparing for lunch.
I won't call you girl, okay?
Yeah.
All right, we're ready.
Ready? I started thinking about water.
4 o'clock.
And November the 14th, I call this meeting to order. Stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a great channel in the 3rd grade, and they can say the pledge of allegiance to everyone. That's the graduate.
And because of the first thing on the agenda is we need to approve the minutes with October 24th.
Changes. And make a motion to accept the October 24th, city council minutes.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Can you guys talk a little louder?
Reports. The next thing is reports. John, you got anything for the fire department?
Kurt just walked
Oh,
in.
Kurt here.
The boss is here.
Snuck in.
Yes, I'd like to thank all the donators that donated to the spaghetti feed. Thing went real well, had lots of food, served right at 100 people with, there might be a couple people that I'm gonna reimburse a little bit of money to, I don't know exactly, but so we made $1,290 basically in one evening. That, there might be 190 of it I turned back in because some people had quite a donation that they put in and they don't really need to do that. So there again, just want to thank all the businesses. I want to name them. And hopefully I don't forget anybody, but, Sumter Gold Post, Sumter Nugget, Outlaw, Lynn Bean Gallery, and Sumter Stage Stop, and all the volunteers and everybody that helped out to put it on. Want to thank them. We've been prepping for winter, with our fire trucks and that, make sure nothing's gonna freeze if they are outside and that, and responding to our 911 calls. I had a brief meeting, well, the fire defense board meeting. The Baker County grant coordinator for the fuels reduction grant was just asking how that was going because everybody that was getting equipment, had got there because they were just saying, it's going up 10 to 15 to 20%. So those guys were giving their stuff, while it was cheaper. And when I went to the grant meeting in Salem, I was gonna ask for a reimbursement there because it was, basically that's what it was. They were reimbursing the time and expense to go there. So, got about $600 into that. And I have, eDispatch is who we use for our cell phone dispatch. Baker County has been paying it. They would like us to take it over. It's $100 a year for us to be paged on our phones. And then this is for the mayor to see if we're gonna still be part of the task force. She'll need to sign it and I'll take it back into Gary Kim.
Did you turn in your receipts for the reimbursement?
I would have to try and dig them up. I mean, I can make a bill out for Timberline Builders missing a day of work and then fuel and my motel bill.
I just think Linda would probably ask for the.
Yeah, I can do that. And with that, John wants to talk about a BFA grant that he's been working on.
Well, we're getting close to, finishing up, so I wanted to bring you up to date. Basically, we're gonna get $12,908.06 worth of gear for $410. $410 is the shipping, which they do not reimburse us for. The matching hours, the group have accumulated about $15,000 in matching hours. Plus, we have another $1,100 in expenditures that Kirk authorized from the funds being held by the Sumter Valley Community Volunteers. That's called a cash in kind. I can use that if I need to. I have gone through and checked all new prices and got our shipping cost. Obviously, some prices changed from last April, but kind of surprised it weren't too bad. The next step is I want to put 3 envelopes together because I'm using 3 vendors this time. And in that envelope will be a letter with the order and the SKUs, the amount, and then I'll either get that to Matt or Rob. And then when he's ready, he can put the check in there and mail those out. In the letter, I'm going to tell the vendors, as soon as you get the check, send Matt with a copy to me, a copy of the invoice saying paid in full. And then when we get all 3 of them, I'll get with Matt and we'll fill out the paperwork for the reimbursement form, ship that over to Mary, and then we just wait on the state to see when we get reimbursed. It used to take us, when they wrote physical checks, it used to take us 10 to 14 days. We had the city's money back. Now, under this Oregon pays or Oregon buys, I don't know how long it's going to take. It may take a month. I don't know. Maybe they're a lot faster. Last time it took about 3 weeks. So anyway, that's where we're on the grant and want to bring you up to date.
Thank you, John. And now we have Jacqueline's report.
On your checklist. Here, go through that real quick. Did a lot of activity this month, especially with the CDBG grants. We already paid, this check is produced in Sumter and signed by Sumter councilors, for $147,000. This was last week for the CDBG. We do that when the money comes in for those grant reimbursements to come to the LVIP and we really pay it. So that's part of why we have so much fluctuation. We'll see in a second from the backside of the page. Other expenses, pump and septic tanks. Dakota Consulting, that is CDBG funded. That's $2,300. That might go on there. HECO is CDBG funded. That's $174. Other than that, there's no huge dollar amounts on there. We go to the backside. We show, so what happened? LCIP decreased by $133,000. Well, we got $160,000 payment in for the grants the day before last meeting. So that was included in the LCIP balance last time. And then we transferred it out immediately. And then we paid $140,000 check with it just recently. So that's why there's so much fluctuation on the cash. I dived into that one because I didn't want to think of our council saying, oh, our cash decreased by $155,000. Anyway, that's what that is. Okay, are there any questions on this? Okay. And then appropriations reviews, the next document. Everything looks okay, except materials and services in road, water, street fund. Road fund had about 6,000 repairs. We talked about that last council meeting for the
Speed control.
no, what's the machine called?
Oh, great.
Grader, thank you. I'm not technical enough. I just need to know what the yellow iron is called.
Can't remember.
And then the water fund, we had the $6,000 for the repair of the water line. And then we paid the ODOT. And then sewer fund, we've been pumping a lot of septic tanks. So that's what's going on in all of those. We're right on target, but we don't really have any cushion there. So if we can have more out of the ordinary in those funds and materials and services, we could be looking at an over expenditure situation by the end of it.
Or you will be, because we got the money coming in that we just did this water extension for.
Well,
It's gonna be major.
no, that's capital, and we have budget for that. So in the water fund, you've got 3 million remaining in your capital outlay. So we'll be okay there. And then sewer, you've got capital outlay 19,000. And then road has capital outlay of 250,000. It's the material and services, usually the smaller items. Supplies, sewer, pumping, repairs, things like that. So, so those are what I'm worried about. Also, we've allocated, just a reminder, we budget based on historical usage of time in individual departments, but we record actual expense based on where people actually work, and that's recorded on their time cards. And so what's happening is we've still had a lot more time charged to sewer so far this year than we expected. And so that's the other one, personal services in sewer. We have 40% remaining, so we're about a month off on our budgeting. So we need about another 12 in there. So anyway, that's what that's looking like. Nothing exciting here, but and then of course we have tons of money in the fire department budget for their expenditures that they're talking about. One thing on that is if at any point during this we end up paying a human person for time, we need to get a W-9 from them so we can send it to 99. It's over $600. Just a heads up to everybody involved in this process. We need to make sure to have that documentation in there. So that's it. That's where we're at.
And at this time, I'm gonna ask the council, because as you can tell, Sherry Grant's not here and Linda Wise isn't here. So I was gonna have Rob be the second signer on the check. Is that all right with y'all?
Yeah.
Okay.
I need a motion.
Thank you, Rob.
to pay the bill.
Oh, we ain't there yet. I just wanted that done.
Um,
Now I make the motion that we pay the bill as presented.
I second
Well, guess I did make the motion. I guess I can do that though.
it.
because I did.
I second it.
Perfect. Perfect. Approved. Then we have to do this lot line adjustment. Kevin Keenan. Have you all seen that?
I have no problems with it. Make more easy. Make a motion to approve the lot line adjustment. Keegan,
Yeah, there's no address.
yes, no address on those.
But it's for tax law if you want to put those in there.
Yeah, tax law.
3600 and tax law 3703.
Okay, now the motion made.
Do I have a second? Yes, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we have a zoning permit due for 709 Sumter Valley Highway for John Patterson for the shed. The square footage proposed is 96 square feet. Visual.
Was that already?
It goes on a, putting it on a 5-acre lot next to the house up there on the, up on the hill.
You see no problems with it?
Or do I get a motion to approve this? We'll make a motion to approve the Mount Patterson. Good.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And then we have the museum library window repair. Apparently, they want $1,700 from Knee High Enterprises. Is this correct?
Yes,
So, the thing is, though, like I said, I think, the way I was looking at this earlier, I think we need to see what the window doctor would charge to come up and fix it.
and Tony has a call in and talked to the gentleman in the John Day place too, so
Okay,
we don't need a bid, but I'm just trying to find the cheapest way to fix it.
okay.
So she's gonna work on that, aren't you, Tony? Yeah. Double table.
So this one's tabled then?
Yeah.
And the next thing would be the museum library ladder quote. I believe it came out at $3,500. It does not include the permit cost, because we need to kind of draw it up a little bit and propose this to them, so we can get a permit to put this up.
Who's gonna get the permit? You
The
or
city.
The city. Needs to be done. Not the best option for a ladder, but we can work on that later. to get
Yeah,
it out of the
it's better than the extension ladder,
Yeah,
and the ladder itself is free.
you got bolted all the way through, like this.
No, they're actually gonna make it to where it hangs up on the wall, so all the weight is hanging on the wall, and then they're just gonna filthy it to the, cause they got feet already on it, and just filthy it so it doesn't blow, but all the weight will be off of the top of the wall. So do we need to make a motion on this?
Yeah, it's not the ideal solution, but it's a whole lot better solution. So, yeah, I make a motion to, approve the quote for, you to put the ladder on the museum library.
Wait a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then there's the Christmas parade.
Well, we got insurance is coming, it should be here by the end of the week. I've got an invoice for it already. So we're planning on December 9th, subject to approval to the council.
Event insurance with me.
Yeah, you'll get the COIs, all the parties involved, the city, ODOT and volunteers. I've already been talking to, Lynn Elliott at ODOT, so she's got it, she's got her approval. I've got it in the email already. So, that's about it. I mean, we have the insurance, all I gotta do is give them money.
So you'll provide Matt with all the.
Oh, yeah, I'll get a copy. So, and I'm hoping by the end of the week, if not, first part of next week.
Do we want to make a motion to pass this on December the 10th? Providing all of the.
The night.
The ninth.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve the Christmas parade on December 9th, with all of the papers coming into Matt.
I'll second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Mike.
And then we have ground rental for a wedding.
I'd like to add something.
Oh,
We would really like the city and everybody in town to come on out to the parade and participate. And we're hoping to have a tree lighting ceremony and that type of thing and announce the members that are in the parade like we did a few years ago. Pre-COVID type stuff. So encourage everybody to put something together and come on out and get in the parade.
thank you, John. So now we're doing the wedding order.
Need a motion on that?
I reckon we probably should. I was looking to see when it was. Cause I was looking at all these dates and I'm going, this is past time.
It's in
But it's
June.
gonna be in June,
June, yeah.
so that's time. Slow.
I make it just.
So I make we kind of get a motion to approve this.
Yeah, make a motion to approve the date on wedding, June 15th at the fairground.
I'll second the work for that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. And then we're gonna do the resolution 425-23 water rate increase for RV park. Martha?
This has been read, we just had some corrections to it, so I'll make a motion to, approve the additions to resolution number 424-23. And I will read them. It's water service commercial low RV will be $48.83. Water service commercial low RV winter rate would be $47.25 a month. And water service RV only over 4,500 gallons on the meters would be $2.10 per cent.
Well, since I own an RV park, do I have to abstain from this?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I make a motion that
We don't have a forum on two.
he's here.
Abstention is not a yes or no.
I have to abstain.
Okay,
The direction affects me.
I made the motion then. You second it?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Me. Aye.
Aye,
Sorry.
one abstain.
There, you need to state the reason you are abstaining for the record.
I am abstaining from the vote on the RV park rate increase due to the fact that I own an RV park.
Then we got to do our house lot number that we tabled last week, or 2 weeks ago. And it looks like the 840 Bonanza Street is going to work. So I need a motion to put this in play.
I'll make a motion to accept the 840 address for, the registry.
Second,
All in favor?
aye.
Yay. Councilman comment? Bill?
Can't think of anything. At the moment.
I had something, but I don't figure out what it was now.
In your moment.
That's right. So let's move on to public comment. Okay, John?
I'm gonna pass some information on that I've learned to the members of council, I wish everybody was here. Apparently there is no such thing as a historical contractor. About a month and a half ago, I wrote to Joy Sears, who is the OPRD representative we worked with at the Wright House, and she never got back to me, but then I headed for California. And one of our members brings a guy out every Sunday who, and I'd forgotten this, Dennis works on historic properties in the Bay Area, both on the register and not on the register. And if you know San Francisco, there's a lot of historic properties there. And so I asked him, do you have any kind of a special contractor's license to do this? And he actually kind of chuckled at me and he said, no. The only reason I have to have a contractor's license at all is because I'm being paid to do the work. So when I got back from California, I wrote to Joy again and repeated kind of what Dennis had told me. So, and she wrote back to me, and I want to read part of the reply. Sorry about the lateness, but she's been traveling. There is no certification or agreed upon definition of a historic contractor. There is nothing in the regulations about this either. That being said, anyone can work on historic buildings listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Yes, if the work is paid, then the contractor needs the necessary licenses, bond, insurance, etc. And that's what I wanted to pass on to council. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Kurt, you have something?
Yeah, so I've gone, and I'm sure it was all good, but is the new hydrant, is it hooked to a 6-inch line?
Yeah,
Because I figured it was.
yeah,
I just been asked a bunch of times,
when we
Four
did,
inch doesn't do flow.
that's right, no, we put a 6-inch line through, and then I put it right there just because of the cost of what we're paying to do this. So I had it stopped right there, that bolts all on along with that valve. It can be on bolted because I figured maybe in future years, that main line can be pushed all the way out to Granite. And then that fire hydrant can be there because we only need 400 feet between fire hydrants. According to the state. So that would work clear down there. But
Yeah.
for right now, it's there. But it is a 6-inch line.
Okay.
I did not wanna go through all this. I did not wanna go through this expense of doing this and then only put in a 4-inch line.
Right, okay, yeah, I just didn't wanna have multiple, you know, if there was multiple agencies hooking up to it and it only had a 4-inch supply, then it wouldn't work.
No, it's 6-inch.
And then I haven't been in the city, but I keep hearing about all this yellow water. What's it about?
I haven't heard about this, until tonight. I guess the guys went around and opened up hydrants and stuff, flushing out water. So
To get rid of the yellow?
just to flush the lines, so, because I know that they went through and they did up here on Main Street.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then I guess they went up and they did up at Daryl's up there at the RV park and those hydrants. So they probably did it throughout all the hydrants.
Okay, don't know the cause of the yellow.
But we don't understand what this is as of yet.
Okay.
Cause like I said, I just.
So no boil water notices or anything like that?
No, because if that was supposed to be, then everybody would have known it. It would have been an emergency issue.
It's just some of the people, like Tim thought it was because of all the rain we had, what, a week ago, or that,
It could be because Macaulay Fork is getting
Yeah.
dirty now.
yeah, got dirty and so they were checking everything. The test came back okay. It's just that
Perfect.
some of it kind of.
Yeah, cause we just did our water samples, Monday. Actually.
Yeah, I've just been hearing about it and I haven't been, there's just been people saying that they're drinking bottled water and this and that and they're staining their bathtubs and. Oh, just go check it.
I've been throwing a side on this, if any of you've got wells out there. When I open my lower part of my property, the water usage down there, I go to the valve. For a few days, I'll get iron coming through my house and stuff. It's not normally there until the system flushes out.
Right.
So, and that might have something to do with flushing out the hydrants.
I haven't noticed anything down at our place.
I haven't noticed any more at the end of the line.
Yeah, mine's been okay.
Well, my water was yellow.
Is it?
I think it's cleared up now, but it was 3 or 4 days ago, like yesterday too.
Yeah, cause as far as I know, we haven't done any major line work. I guess we did have a leak down here at the bridge, not this bridge, the ATV bridge on Granite. They worked on that, but other than that, I haven't, Tim and Jeff haven't said anything to me about it. And I do, like I said, and Linda hasn't known, and she's been here, because if there is an issue health-wise, we would have known, and everybody else would have known.
Yeah, well, I
Emails would have came out.
guess I just noticed that they were flushing hydrants, so there must have been an issue for them to do that.
Okay. Anybody else? Can I get a motion to adjourn?
Make the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Well, second that motion.
Aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned at 4:28.
428?
You
You guys can do that in 28 minutes. You gotta think about going back to one council meeting a month, like these.
It's not probably what we got.
Yeah. I don't want to miss any more work because of this now.
This is the last thing to do.
We all set?